This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito, and excuse my co-host hat. He don't know no better.
I know we gotta do better. You know what I mean? We ain't got Aaron Donald no more. We gotta do better, baby. But shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You agree with something, disagree, want to correct us on something, or if you want to call one of us an Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen recently on social media, on the internet, period. Rick Ross has been recently clowning Drake about his private jet being a dinosaur jet, and then reports came out that Rick Ross had a crash landing in Texas with his jet. But Rick Ross, shout out to Rick Ross, because what's funny about it is he knows how to take a negative situation or something that may be bad press and make fun out of it, because he tweeted, "My jet just got shot down. Drake OVO's F-16 fighter jet shot us down." Then he went on to make a video saying that he seen him shoot the plane down, the jet down, and all that. So shout out to Rick Ross, because Rick Ross is definitely a funny boy, and he definitely understands promotion. But speaking of Drake, Vito, we got a lot going on. Drake, Kendrick is sparking a lot of talk on the internet. Recently, Kendrick dropped a couple bombs, they would say. Drake responded, the internet's on fire. What's your thoughts on Drake and Kendrick? Keep it a C note.
Well, I said this before. Biggest mistake Drake can make is keep making songs coming at everybody at once instead of making a song for each individual person.
Right.
I feel like Jay-Z made that same mistake, because if Kendrick or Ross or whoever else makes a song about Drake, it's going to be strictly about Drake, which gives you 3 verses
Right.
of ammo coming at Drake. With Drake, he might do 1 verse for this guy, 1 verse for this guy. So it's taken away from his battle.
Right.
And I personally believe a battle between Drake and Ross would be better than Drake and Kendrick, because I feel like Ross make better songs than Kendrick. Kendrick doesn't impress me.
Okay, but here's where I'm confused. That is it when you battle, and does it matter? Because I noticed, like, even with Drake, I noticed he like trying to make a battle record, but he's trying to make a hit out of it. So we're in battle rap. Like, why are they supposed to be focused on making a song? I know we got No Vaselines and Ethers, and these was actual songs, but should that be the main focus, or should it be trying to really get at your opponent? It shouldn't be the
focus, because no matter how they put it, everybody's going to listen to it. So
Right.
You shouldn't be focused on trying to make an actual hit song. Because something you said to me that made sense, like the beats for these battle songs really are mid.
Right.
That's really killing it too.
I think so far Kendrick may have had the best beat. Drake had a so-so beat on the one joint where it switch up. But even like that, like, I get it. Drake is a rapper and a singer, but I don't want to hear you dissing Kendrick and you're singing. Like, I'm cool.
True.
I don't want to, like, come on, man.
Technically, Kendrick was kind of singing one of them Jones too.
I'm just saying both of them. I don't want to hear that from neither one of them. And even in your bad on it, I see a lot of people saying Kendrick is boring them and all of that. And I know this is a newer era. But if you beefing, I don't want to hear you double timing going at you, like, why you gotta go, like, let us hear everything you're saying, like, you switching beats and going double time, like, nah, I'd rather, since it's a diss, I wouldn't catch everything, pause.
And it's called a diss, which is short for dismiss or disrespect. These guys are politely disrespectful. They not really coming at each other. Like, it's like two friends beefing, but they ain't really beefing.
Right.
Like that's maybe why Cole pulled out, because he felt like he couldn't get 100% disrespectful in his beat.
And that's probably exactly why he didn't want no part of that. But for the record though, I do got Kendrick up. Who you got up right now? As of right now, pause.
I'm gonna go Drake, because I don't think Kendrick got some good songs, but I don't think his shit is hitting like how all these people in it are saying. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
Nah, man. What's y'all thoughts on it though, people? Drake, Kendrick, who's winning right now? Keep it a C note. Is hip hop winning from this beef?
Yeah.
In your perspective?
Yeah, because everybody's tuned in.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree.
And I don't feel like it'll get violent.
I don't know, man. You never know where it's going to go once families
That's
start
what I'm saying. Now,
involved.
as far as the entourage, but them dudes are like 2 coasts away, so as long as they stay away for a good amount of time in between the beef, everything should be good.
Yep. We'll see about that. Real quick, recently, Devin Haney, we already know they said Ryan Garcia tested positive basically for performance enhancement drugs before the fight and after the fight. He denied the claims. Devin Haney recently said that he's cool on a rematch. He don't want no rematch, and basically is deeper than boxing. Vito, why you laughing?
I bet he don't want no rematch.
Keep it a C-note. What's your thoughts on Dev not wanting a rematch?
Dev don't want a rematch, whether that boy was on drugs or not. He don't want that smoke.
Yeah, hey, I gotta agree with you on this one, Vito. Here's my thing. If you going, first of all, you came out and said the weight thing, we can do it again, make sure we the right weight. Then you found out he was cheating. And like this is a lot of stuff that should make you want to get back in the ring and prove like this boy can't really beat me if we on the even playing field. But to say you cool on the rematch now after he just beat the brakes off you like that, like nah, that don't sit well with me. And I think I should be cool to say that because I support Dev a lot, but I ain't really supporting this one. I understand you saying he cheated, he played with your life and all that. It all sound good, but at the end of the day, that boy beat the brakes off of you, man, and you definitely need to get back in the ring and let him know what's what.
All right, because my thing with that performance enhancement, if he did take it, that didn't change nothing he did. He fought the same way he always fight. He hit just as hard as he always hit. It ain't like that shit made him better. Because in my opinion, and I text you while the fight was going, I said, I don't see how Ryan Garcia got this far in his career because he can't really fight.
He can't fight. But my thing is this kind of crazy. I know they had the weight clause on the Tank fight, but when you think Ryan Garcia would want to juice like for Tank fight,
Exactly.
like you know what I mean, somebody that's stronger, like this is a lot that you actually. That's why if I'm Dev, I want the rematch because you did a lot of extra stuff that show that you can win against
and
me.
he's a better fighter.
Dev's
the better fighter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I totally disagree with Dev saying he's cool on it. You talking about his deeper than boxing, like you gonna get him smoked or something. Like, come on, man.
He definitely upset. He coming at my man Debo. He trying to fight.
Come on, man. Yeah, he had beef with Debo and everything. I said, man, it done got crazy, man. Upcoming fight this weekend. We got Lomachenko. We got Kambosos. Vito, do you care about this fight? Keep it a C-note.
No.
Why not?
Because Kambosos is not on my radar. Like, he's cool. He's a fighter.
What about Lomachenko?
I fuck with Loma. I think he should be fighting somebody else. I think he should have fought Dev again Like, what happened to that?
He didn't go up. Didn't he stay at 135?
Well, he should fight Ryan. He should fight. He got to fight somebody who's the bigger names because he's already established a good fighter. So I don't feel like
it ain't nobody really to fight at 135. If he ain't, that Lomachenko retired before he go up. Me personally, I think. But who you got though? You got Lomachenko?
Yeah.
I agree. I got Lomachenko too, but I really don't care about the fight, and it's not because of them. Well, it's because that last Kambosos fight was his last performance was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm really not too eager to see him. I know Lomachenko going to be on point. His game plan going to be on point. But I definitely wish it was a better fighter. But it's still a good fight. You never know. What's your thoughts on it, though, people? First of all, Lomachenko, Kambosos, do you care about this fight? Yes, no, keep it a C note. Lomachenko, Kambosos, who wins this fight? Keep it a C note, let us know. Second round of the playoffs. Shout out to you, Vito, the Knicks. You know what I mean? You got a couple Sixers fans that was upset. Everything that we posted with you recently on Instagram that had to do with the Knicks. It got a couple DMs about it. They wasn't too happy with you.
Man.
But at the end of the day, your Knicks headed on to the second round.
You shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at them fucking dumbass Sixers.
Yeah, how about that? That's a good one. Let me ask you a question though. Right now, going into the second round or in the second round of the NBA playoffs, we already know how many teams is left. Give me one player from the Eastern Conference that's the most underrated as of the second round of the playoffs. Keep it a C note. Who you got?
The second round.
I set it off. Sorry, because I know they playing y'all, but I'm gonna go Pascal Siakam. I think Siakam, like, for the work that he, not just in the series, but just in the league in general, Siakam don't get a lot of love. He can do whatever you need him to do. If you need him to come out and get 30 points, he'll get you 30 points. You need him to go out and get you 15 rebounds, he'll do that. If he got to play a point guard just getting busy, he'll do that. He'll switch and play the center, the wing. Like, he does a lot for his team, and he don't get a lot of...
He's an underrated scorer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he can, like I'm saying, if you need him to go for 30 plus, you can give him the pill and do that. If you just need him to do other, he can do a little bit of everything. And he not one of them guys that's like constantly an all-star or constantly putting up 35 points a game. So he don't get mentions a lot, but he definitely get busy. And a lot of people give Kawhi love for that championship, but Pascal Siakam was a big part of Toronto winning that championship.
And Van Vliet.
Yeah, and Van Vliet, all of them. But because they had Pascal Siakam and he got so much better on that team, like he was one of the young players that they got that actually ended up being good. Well, OG ended up being good too. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. Who you got though, Vito?
I'm gonna go Porzingis.
Okay. Well,
because Porzingis, being as though he doesn't have to be the go-to man, he's like the third, maybe even fourth option, depending on who's on the court.
Right.
Porzingis can rebound. He can block shots.
Right.
He can run the floor. He can get to the basket, and he can shoot from deep.
Facts.
And he's 7 foot.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, I like that one, Vito. Porzingis definitely underrated, and he probably don't get a lot of love no more because he's constantly gotten injured. Mm-hmm. And all that, but that's a good one. How about the West? One underrated player going, and while we're in the second round of the playoffs, who's a guy that's not being talked about like that, or is just underrated that you would think? Again, I set it off. I'm going defending champs. I'm going Jamal Murray. I know Jamal Murray hit a couple big game winners in the first round. He always plays huge. He played huge in the playoffs last year, especially in the championship game. And it's just like no matter what, I know we got a lot of good guards in the league. We got a lot of good guards in the West. So he's never been an all-star. He kind of always gets overlooked. But I always go back and forth with you, Vito. There, since with Murray, since Murray and Jokic a couple years ago, since they've been playing good, the year that he got hurt in the playoffs, it's been like conference finals every year, except for that 1 year Murray didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And I always harp on it that I think Murray is a lot better than he gets credit for. So I'm gonna say Jamal Murray definitely underrated. He still don't get the love he's supposed to get.
True. But I'm gonna go with same team, just different player. Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, me and you went back and forth about Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
And just from that Lakers series, when I seen him one game, what he had, like 30 and 15 or something like that?
Yeah.
And this is a guy who has no plays ran for him. He just gets that shit and does what he needs to do when he has the ball.
Right.
Like, and his jump shot is sometime, but he is streaky. He can hit that tray. He gonna rebound and he gonna defend. He play tough. He even stick your best defender if he has to.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Gordon.
Wait a minute. When we went back and forth, that wasn't you that was saying Tobias. Oh, my goodness.
My argument was their numbers were the same.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
their
yeah,
impact
yeah,
is
yeah.
not the same.
Yeah. Shout out to that. That's another good one, Vito. What's your thoughts on it, though, people? Right now, second round of the playoffs, give me an underrated player in the NBA that's in the Eastern Conference. Give me one that's in the Western Conference. How about y'all got the Pacers? What do you see with this series as it's about to start? I know you like y'all, but like, what do you see? What are you worried about? And how many games you think is going?
I think it's probably gonna go 6. They can get 2, but I think who's gonna hurt us is Miles Turner because he can stretch the ball.
Okay.
You know, and we have, as you can see, we have trouble with quick guards. Max, even though Halliburton ain't as quick as Maxey off the step, Halliburton can still get to the basket. If he's able to get to the basket like Maxey was, he's going to be a problem. But I'm not worried about too much of the other guys. Because when we played in the regular season, Mathurin used to cook us, but I think he's out. But for some fucking reason, whenever TJ McConnell plays the Knicks, plays at best.
Right.
So we just got to worry about the other. Let the regular guys get theirs. They get their 20s or 30s. Just stop everybody else.
Yeah. See, I think this series could also go 7 games. The only thing that I worry about with y'all against them is different from the Sixers, because even though Indiana don't play no defense, they put points up. And it's like you got to have firepower.
Yeah, keep pace with them.
Yeah, you got to have firepower to put up with them. So I'm going to pick y'all in 7 just because team probably got a little bit more chemistry. They've been together longer. You know what I mean? Especially with the 3 from Villanova. Like, they basically know each other's game inside out. Pause. So I'm going to give y'all the win. But that's the one thing that makes me a little nervous, y'all going against them. Because they can definitely, and they got a couple dudes that can go off. Like I said, Siakam could go off. Halliburton can go off.
And they beat us in the beginning of the season tournament.
Oh yeah, they got the kid Nemhard. He be getting busy. He be hitting a lot of jumpers now, especially if he opens. So I think that's going to be an interesting series. One interesting series I see in the West is you got OKC, the number 1 seed. They're going against the Mavericks. Who you like in that series? Keep it a C note.
I gotta go OKC.
OKC.
I don't think the Mavericks outside of Kyrie and Luka, like, they get thin quick. Even though I'm a fan of Tim Hardaway Jr., but I don't see how they gonna get it done. I don't see how they beat the Clippers. I
do. Them dudes is oh man.
Well, no, but the Clippers could have been giving it to the big fella. They couldn't stop
who, Zubac?
Yeah, they couldn't stop him, man.
Yeah, but you
them
know,
motherfuckers be ignorant.
They don't play like that type of basketball no more. I'm also going OKC. I'm going OKC, and I say 6 games. How many games you think?
I'm gonna go 5. Dallas might get one.
You got it in 5?
Yeah, they're gonna get one if they like.
Okay. Now, Vito, I know y'all getting ready for the second round, but I know you've heard the whispers. Somebody basically was speculating that the Knicks want to pair Devin Booker up with Jalen Brunson. I don't know if you heard that rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're almost willing to give up anything. Keep it a C-note. What's your thoughts on that move, Devin Booker to the Knicks?
Hell yeah, I take Devin Booker or I'll take Bradley Beal. They can have Julius Randle.
You'll take Bill too?
Yep.
Negatron. I'm not taking Bill.
I'm taking Bill.
Depending on what you
I'm
want.
taking a Bill if he, like, this, hypothetically speaking, if he's healthy.
Man, Bill is no healthy with them guys no more, man. Once they hurt, they damaged goods, man. He ain't played in over 60 games.
He played in the playoffs.
I said he ain't played in over 60 games in years.
He ain't played over 60 games in years. He played 60-something this year.
This year, yeah, but
nah,
man. Come on, man.
No, I'm saying, but technically, if we can get a healthy Bill, I would take him too. But, of course, I would take Booker.
Yeah, I'd take Devin Booker.
But it depends what you giving up, because
that's what I was going to say.
I don't want to give up none of the Villanova guys.
Right.
I don't want to give up. Matter of fact, I'd give up Mitchell Robinson, but I think we should keep him.
Right.
But then salaries got to match too, though.
Salaries definitely got to match. So it's going to be in order to get Devin Booker, you're going to have to give up like 3-4 guys.
Nah.
Yes, because Devin Booker make a nice bit of money. Yeah. So you're going to have to give up like 2-3 guys. Depending on who the guys is, then we'll go from there. But let me ask you a question off of that, because you said it. The Knicks, even without Randall, y'all have had success with the guys from Villanova. We seen the Eagles try to do it in football where they grabbed all the Georgia kids last year. That didn't kind of work out too much. But with the Knicks in basketball, it kind of worked. It's been working out. Do you think more teams should implement that in the NBA, trying to get, but not the guys that's only one and done in the league, but the guys that's played 2-3 years in college together and put them on the same team?
Yeah, think about Kentucky. Some of those Duke teams, all them guys get together in the league, and you add complementary pieces. Motherfuckers to be running and gunning.
Yeah, I mean, but you do got to get a star out of one of them, I would say, though, because Brunson.
Think about the team. What's the name? Play Booker. He's the star. You got Lyles, him. Who else was on that
team? With Booker and them, that was the twin guards.
They got 4 drafts.
Boogie was on that team, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was the team that lost. Yeah.
I don't even think Booker started. Did he?
I think he did start. I think Booker did start. He just didn't get the ball like that, because that's the team that had.
I know they had Trey Lyles on that team.
Right.
I was a fan of his. He don't get. I think he's good. He can play for Utah now.
Yeah, he do. He do. But real quick, the Sixers eliminated in the first round. Joel Embiid played hurt. We had Maxey, a young player, had a great season, up and down. Forced the game 6, went crazy in game 5, made crazy shots at the end of the game. And then in game 6, he disappeared again. There's rumors that the Sixers are going to try to go after PG, Jimmy Butler, or Brandon Ingram. Keep it a C-note. What should the Sixers do this offseason?
Butler's the only one that fit me.
Right.
You said PG, Butler, and who else?
Brandon Ingram, yep.
Brandon Ingram wouldn't be a bad move either, but Brandon Ingram, he's kind of like, he plays kind of like mellow to me, so it's going to be a lot of ISO, a lot of slowing that shit up,
right,
clearing out, dribble. So if they cool with that, because Embiid do a lot of that shit, his damn.
Right.
But I feel like Jimmy will put them motherfuckers in position.
Right.
But are the niggas too soft to play with Jimmy? Like, can Embiid handle Jimmy grinding the fuck up when he doing dumb shit?
Right.
That's the biggest thing with Jimmy.
Me personally, if I'm the Sixers, I don't want none of them guys.
Nah,
I see the way Paul George just fell apart in the playoffs. Paul George is just not the same guy. He's going to give you glimpses and flashes, but to depend on Paul George,
but they don't have to depend on him though. Here's
my thing with a guy. When any of these guys that you bring in, especially these three, they're gonna need the basketball in their hands. So it's gonna take the basketball out of Maxey's hand. Is that if he's your legit number 2 option, and you're saying this is our number 2 guy, you don't need to bring a third guy that's gonna take the ball. Embiid already taking the ball out of his hand too much.
I don't see it like that with two of the guys. I don't see that with. Just think about it. Brandon Ingram plays with McCullough. McCullough always got the ball. He dribbled for 15 seconds.
But Brandon Ingram is only effective on offense when he has the ball in his hand and he's operating
but he's
one-on-one.
Going to be like the second or third option. So I'm cool with that. None of these guys is coming as a number 1.
Nah, none of them coming in as
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but you don't need no debates over who's in. If Maxey is your number 2 guy and that's what you're saying, then you don't need to bring none of these other guys in.
So who do you bring in?
You got to bring some good complementary players in, man. Better complementary players. One thing they definitely need is better point guard play. Kyle Lowry wasn't it. He came to Philly.
No, he's a good complementary piece though.
No, but what I'm saying is, what we got to do with basketball as fans is we got to stop looking at the regular season and we got to build our team for the playoffs. I know when I get in the playoffs, Embiid is going to have stretches where he's going to disappear. I can't have him disappear, Kyle Lowry putting up a donut, Tobias Harris putting up a donut. That's 3 guys in your starting lineup that just totally gone.
But what you're not taking consideration is one of those games, if not for Kyle Lowry, they don't fucking win. Kyle Lowry won one.
Yeah, but if you're saying Kyle Lowry right now is only gonna win you 1 out of every 12 games, I'm cool on that.
If you tell me that Kyle Lowry can win me 1 playoff game off of him just being in the right place at the right time, doing all the extra shit, and he's the fucking 4th or 5th option.
Yes, but in order, that's that one game where everybody else is playing well. We're talking about.
I'm talking about he won 1 game. Every other game except for probably 1. Every open shot he was hitting that shit.
He was hitting it for maybe the first couple days.
First 3 games.
And then it's like he couldn't reload on his ammo.
What more do you need from that's when the other started.
No, not if it's a 7.
To come in
that's what I'm saying. You can't have all them dudes drawing blanks. Pause. And Jimmy Butler, even though Jimmy Butler got heart and all that, what I will say is if you look at the last 2 years, he's starting to pull the same tricks as the rest of these guys. Last 2 years, he was kind of hurt and during the season, end of the season, and it resulted in 2 years in a row, like playing material and all that with Jimmy Butler. So he's getting up there in age. I wouldn't go get none of them, to be honest with you. If I'm the Sixers and I don't know when he's a free agent, if it would have been like this offseason, what I mean is like good complementary players. Somebody like, I'll go get somebody like Josh Giddey.
At what position?
At your guard, your other guard. Him and Tyrese Maxey, just because
interchangeable. It doesn't matter who's the 2.
It don't matter. Giddey, what I'm saying, it don't matter because he's tall, he's bigger. Pause. He grab rebounds. Mm-hmm. He's gonna do other things as well. So to me, he don't take away from Maxey as much. Even when he got the ball in his hand, it's not like he's looking to shoot first. He's looking to pass. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He got play style like kid kind of, but I don't think his style of play is gonna mesh with them because they don't run. And B don't run the floor. That's
what I'm saying. My other thing would be,
how effective is he really going to be in a half court offense?
See, I've been the last couple years. My whole thing has always been to trade Embiid now. To me personally, and I've said it a couple times, and people haven't agreed with me. I don't think Maxey is a legit number 2 where you can really trade Embiid unless you going.
He's legit. He showed that he's the legit.
Nah, man, you gotta be able.
Who's a legit number 2 in the league right now?
A legit number 2 in the league. Jalen is a legit number 2. Jalen Brown. I would say he's legit number 2 in the league.
Maxey offensively is on his level that can hold it down. Jalen is a better defender, but Maxey can do whatever he
and
can do.
Even the guy that I just said is underrated. I think Jamal Murray is a legit number 2.
But I think Jamal Murray could be a legit number 1.
That's when I say when I say legit number 2. That's what I mean. That they can be a 1 if they had to. Like you seen.
I don't know.
You seen this year how the Sixers went from 3rd to a play-in team without Embiid, and Maxey is the number 1 option.
That's true.
Because to me, and again, I keep saying it, people get mad when I say to me, he's more of a spark. He'll have instances but in other parts of the game, like even that game where he hit them crazy shots at the end, he missed 3 free throws in the 4th quarter. He had like 3-4 turnovers. He don't know when to turn up, when not to turn up, because he had plays where he was going, and then the next play he'll come down and turn the ball over because he's trying to give it to Embiid. And Embiid is totally disappeared. So this is your moment, because I think I text you. Like if Maxey needs a 4th, and I put it up on he needed to prove that was really
but he did have that 4th quarter.
He did, but y'all gave him a lot of stuff. Josh Hart missed the free throw. Jalen Brunson had the turnover. He had the lucky shot. The 4-point play. Like, it was a lot at the end of the game. Y'all gave him that game. So, how about Phoenix, though, real quick? We talked about Devin Booker, but what about Kevin Durant? Because the thing with Bradley Beal is he got a no trade clause. So what about trading Kevin Durant? Would you trade him? Yes, no, keep it a C, no.
It depends if you keep. Me personally, Beal and Booker don't make sense. I don't know why they ever did that because of the same exact play.
Right.
So you got to get rid of one of them, which most likely would be Beal. You really got a trade clause. I think at this point he would win out anyway because he wasn't getting the rock like he used to. And they still got bounced in the 1st round. But if I could trade KD, I would trade him if I can get the right shit for him. Because I feel like KD only going to want to go to a playoff team.
Bill done robbed the league. Ain't nobody paying that tab that Bill got right now. Here's
before you go, I used to say this shit all the time, but a friend of mine always says, there's always a dummy league that takes on them contracts.
I don't think ain't nobody that dumb. Niggas done seen Bradley Bill movie. But if I'm the Phoenix Sun owner, I'm going to Devin Booker, and I'm like, listen, as soon as Kevin Durant contract up, I got you. You're going to have to be patient and go through the growing pains. Kevin Durant, you vouch for us getting Bradley Beal. He ain't worked out. I'm not letting you off the hook and trading you where you could go somewhere and be all right, and I'm stuck with Bill. You going to sit here stuck with us, too, until your contract run out, nigga, and then you can roll. Yes.
If I can get
Man,
something
no, man, you ain't. What you getting for Kevin Durant?
You're tripping. One of them playoff teams that feel like all they need is Kevin Durant. They'll give up. Like, OKC got 55 fucking draft picks. You're
what's kind of wrong with the NBA right now, Vito.
They got 50 draft picks. They ain't get that shit up for him.
Listen to what I'm telling you, right? These older guys, it's time for the NBA to move on to the newer generation, Vito. Let me just tell you, tell you something, right, Vito?
KD's still better than most of them
most nationally televised games this season in the NBA. Golden State, who didn't make the playoffs, had 41 televised games, the most national televised games, the most out of anybody.
Why?
Because they're still pushing these old guys off of their name.
Curry.
Because of their name.
No,
look.
It's not just name, it's because of game. Steph was still cooking shit.
Steph didn't make the playoffs. What are you talking about?
But they're going off of who he is. He still was.
That's what's wrong.
Wants to see him.
That's what's wrong with the league. 40 national televised games for the Lakers. They came in second place. a team that ran out of gas. They were another playing team.
weren't.
Phoenix Suns, the third most national televised games this season, 37. They were a dud team.
Got see those players.
No, the NBA. Listen, in order to move on to the new talent, you got to start giving some of these younger guys more games. It's time to scale back on the Lakers.
Start cooking more and earning them fucking TV games.
Listen, Jokic is 2 MVPs, about to be maybe a third MVP. It's no way. He's a back-to-back champion.
Nobody wants to see them play.
30 games. 30 games. Milwaukee, 30 national. No, bro. Boston, 34. Come on, bro.
Listen, at the end of
the
the day,
think about 29. Like, come on, man.
Think about the Spurs as a whole dynasty and the Tim Duncan era.
The Spurs was getting nationally televised games. Yes, they were.
No, it was not. Nobody wants to see that. They're boring as shit to watch.
You crazy. The Spurs were getting nationally.
No, he wasn't getting no crazy game. They didn't get nationally televised more than the Knicks, and we wasn't even making this shit like.
Bro, they're pushing these.
It's not the.
It's time to push them out.
Popularity.
They make who's popular.
No, you make who's popular. If you ain't cooking, you can't be popular.
Listen, the more they put Ja Morant on games on national television, the more his popularity grew before he just went through the situation.
Why did they put him on? Because before he got there, they wasn't getting national games. But why did he? Because he started cooking shit.
Exactly. These young guys are cooking. Shea was cooking all year. Shea was cooking last year. They're not getting national televised games.
If Ja came in the league and wasn't cooking, Memphis wouldn't have got them no game.
What I'm saying
why
is,
Shea and them get the games next season?
What I'm saying is, Shea been putting up for 2 years now.
That's only 2 years. That don't mean nothing.
Come
in the
on,
NBA.
He's putting up better numbers than some of these old dudes.
2 years ain't enough. You got to do
more.
And they wasn't going to the playoffs.
These guys ain't going to the play. Ooh. These guys are playing material over here.
Lakers ain't going to the playoffs
because of playing. Come on,
man.
It
is what it is. It's still the playoffs. It don't
matter. Man, you tripping.
If a team get in the playoffs from the play-in and win the shit, nobody gets a fuck that they
man,
got from the play-in.
If it wasn't for if it was no play-in, they wouldn't have been a playoff.
And for the record, since the play-in, the Lakers have not been 9th or 10th seed. They've been 8th and better. So they would have been in regard. No, they wouldn't have been. They've played and they had to play in the last 2 years to make a playoff spot. You're not listening to what I'm saying. They were the 8th or 7th seed in the play. There's 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if they didn't have no play in, the Lakers still would have made it.
No.
Yeah, if you subtract the play,
no, maybe this year, not last year.
Yeah, if you subtract 9 and 10, the Lakers are either 8th or 7th.
No. Last year for sure they wasn't.
Yes, they was. They played Golden State last year, wasn't it?
No, they didn't. They played Golden State this year.
No, they didn't play Golden State this year. They played the Pelicans.
Who played the Pelicans?
Zion had 40. He got hurt, and McCullough didn't play the rest of the game. Zion had 40. I remember grinding my man up saying LeBron wasn't sticking nobody.
Okay, all right, yeah, but one of them years, no, Golden State.
They played Golden State one year.
Who? It wasn't last year because
the first year they did it. But I know the 1 year Golden State was in it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they played the Lakers.
Golden State for sure wasn't a playoff team this year. They wasn't 8th or
they wasn't.
Or 7th. And but real quickly, another thing, and we seen Gilbert Arenas and them talking about it on their podcast. And I told you off air, Vito, one thing that I think is kind of watering down the league is the NBA All-Star thing with having so many All-Stars. We know Gilbert Arenas and them, they was arguing recently because there was rumors of maybe the commissioner changing the game to make the All-Star game the Team USA versus the world. Gilbert Arenas said that basically if you did that, you'll be snubbing a lot of guys.
No, you won't.
To me personally, I think it would make it, if Americans only had 12 spots to make an all-star team, I think that would make the all-stars more valid, first of all. It would make it more valid, and it'll probably hold more weight, make them play more aggressive because they're trying to make a spot. When you got 24 all-star spots, it's kind of watering the game down. Again, I'm not taking nothing away from Steph and KD and none of them guys. They are greats and all that, but at the end of the day, them guys are taking up spots because of their name.
No.
Yes, they are, bro.
No. Steph deserved to be an All-Star this year.
How he didn't make the playoffs? Was they ever?
All-Star.
What I'm saying was they ever even in contention this year? Because they was a bad team all year.
It's an All-Star game.
It don't matter if it's an All-Star game. What I'm saying is
if you're gonna do strictly off of playoff teams, that means the top players are not always gonna make it. It's gonna be a bunch of niggas with better records. But niggas who ain't better
No. What I'm saying is that has to be taken in consideration and all that. What I'm saying is right now, the way that the NBA All-Star game is constructed, you got these older guys that's kind of like patting their stats. Because in 10 years, when you look at Durant John, it may say he made 15 straight All-Star games. And you like, damn, that nigga was cooking and all that. But if you look at it, them last 3-4 years, he's getting knocked off in the first round, not making the playoffs. And yes, it is. But he's patting his stats.
How do you make the All-Star game from cooking?
No, a lot of them All-Star games he's been making because he's been getting voted in. But like popularity wise.
But my thing is, you don't make the All-Star game because your team has a winning record. You make the All-Star game because you individually are a good player.
Nah, I'm thinking is watering down stuff. And then just like their argument was, think of the guys that's getting snubbed. Think what I just said about an underrated guy like Jamal Murray, right?
I can see him going in.
Jamal Murray is a guy that on a championship team, he's not like a tag along on that team. He get busy. He hold his own weight on that team. He never made an All-Star game. Let's just say hypothetical, and I seen this on somebody else's podcast. Let's just say hypothetical. Jamal Murray in Denver wins the championship again this year. 2 championships. Jamal Murray plays a couple more years and gets hurt or something, right? When you look at his resume in 20 years, it'll say that he got 2 titles, and then when niggas looking, he only averaged 20 points, never made an All-Star game. Most people going to say this guy was a dud. Nobody's going to look back and say, oh, he put the Lakers out, he hit back-to-back buzzer beater. That's why this is why I'm saying about patting your stats, because a dude like him that in one of them years where he might have did all that stuff, 20 years from now, when they go back and look at his stats and see, oh, he ain't never been an All-Star, nobody's going to look at that great stuff or how he was one of the guys that, one few guys that averaged 30 and 10, I believe, in the finals. Like none of that stuff is going to come up when you look on them sites.
Think about what you say about guys disappearing and all that. So if he's only averaging 20, that means he's not the guy on his team, right? That means it's somebody else that's the guy. He's the number 2 guy on his team, even though I think he could be a number 1.
Right.
He's battling against guys who are number 1s on their team, so they're automatically going to get the bid over him. And he averaged 20 points. Steph averaged 26.
Yes,
4 and 5.
Yes, but I'm saying Steph is doing it respectfully. I'm saying this year he did it in garbage time.
No, he did not.
Bro, they wasn't a factor all year.
That's not true.
They wasn't.
How would they not be a factor all year if they made the play-in?
What I'm saying is, let's just hypothetically wrap it up, right? If we were doing the best 12 players, right? American players. You telling me this year Steph Curry would have been a starting guard if it was American players?
Yes. What guards are better than him?
I'm asking you. Because I know Shea and them would play on the world team.
Yeah.
Shea, Luka. Who else is a point guard that we can throw in there?
That's it.
Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton.
None of them are better than Steph.
I'm not saying none of them are better. What I'm saying, you're saying none of them had a better year than him?
No.
None of them guys would make it over him.
No, not
and
to me.
That's just a couple of guards that I named.
But the couple guards named are some of the top guards. So I don't think none of them dudes are better than Steph at this point.
How about KD? KD was a starter on the All-Star game this year. You mean to tell me if we doing 12-man rosters,
Who you gonna put
Americans?
over him?
I'm just asking you, if you take both conferences and you take the little couple international players that they had out of the game, you telling me he's
Hold
still...
on, you take the international players out of the All-Star game?
Yeah, and I'm just talking about America. If you doing 12 American, you telling me right now Kevin Durant this year deserved a spot?
Yeah.
And we're not doing what Gilbert and them was doing, going by front court, back court, or who's
Just
small.
12 players.
What I'm saying, over Ant-Man and all of these guys.
Ant-Man deserved to be there.
Okay.
But if you take Durant out, who do you put in his spot?
Well, I know for sure Tatum, if we're doing front court, Tatum would probably be my starter.
Look, Tatum is the Kevin Durant 26, 6, and 5 on a team with two other motherfuckers who gonna shoot the rock 100 times.
In garbage, bro. All
Come
that
on,
is
man.
in garbage. What was their record?
Good enough to make the playoffs.
Bro, all of that was in garbage time, bro.
No, all that can't be in garbage
It
time.
was,
man.
man. Come
Stop
on,
it,
it's
man.
not. I can see if you saying them numbers and they were the number 2 seed.
So no matter how you put it, if you say it's in garbage time is so-called the fourth quarter. So if they're good enough to make the playoffs, that means they're winning these games, and he's scoring in the fourth quarter. So isn't that a accolade to have a high amount of points in the fourth quarter? Because I notice every year they break down the highest scoring fourth quarter players in the league. So no matter how you look at it, you can't take none of that shit away from him.
So you saying Durant was one of the highest scorers?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying if you're saying all his points are in garbage time, that means
no. I'm not saying.
I'm
not saying garbage time like during the game. What I'm saying, a lot of throwaway game. They was losing a lot. That's what I'm saying when I'm saying these guys this year, Steph Curry and them, they were.
Cooks everybody.
Steph Curry cooks everybody, but it, bro, if you averaging 27 on a team that's like 5 to 7 games below 500,
that's not his fault.
Yeah, come on, bro. What I'm saying is you don't deserve extra.
Okay, so what team that had a winning record their guard deserves to be in there over Steph?
If we're doing 12 players, we're going to have to come back to that. I'm going to have to look at everybody that played. Let me see if I got it saved.
Because you named
right
Fox, they played them in the play-in.
They played them in the play-in and they lost to them.
But that's what I'm saying. So how can you name Fox in there? He was in the play-in too, just like Steph.
Yeah, but was De'Aaron Fox an all-star though?
I thought he was.
I was just no. I'm asking you. I was going off of guys this year. If we talk, I'm not talking about next year. I'm just saying with all the guys that made the All-Star game this year, and I'll pull it up real quick. All the guys that made the All-Star game this year, would you start them guys?
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Let me look at the Western Conference.
All right, so Dame, like a dude like Dame, he made the All-Star game. You got Halliburton, he was an All-Star this year. You got Jalen Brunson, you got Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young.
You got to do the West Coast.
Oh, I just started with the East, but I'm just saying if we're doing 12, these is all going to be on
12.
one team.
Right. My bad.
You know what I mean? So that's just the guards from the East. Now, when you
hold on, so name the guards from the East again.
The guards from the East was Tyrese Halliburton, Dame Lillard, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan, Tyrese, and Jalen Brunson, if we would have did 12 this year, they definitely deserve to make the All-Star game over Steph. If we just
don't. None of them are better than Steph.
I'm not saying they're better than Steph. I'm saying they had a better year than Steph.
As far as what? Record?
All around year.
No, listen, if you're basing off
production
of record,
and everything.
If you're basing off of record, I go Jalen,
Donovan.
That's it.
That's just
Trae Young, no. Tyrese Maxey, no. They was even with
but that's just the Eastern Conference. Now let's look at the guards in the Western Conference. See, this over in the West is kind of a little bit more hard because you got a couple foreigners.
Yeah, Luke.
But
You gotta subtract Luka. You gotta subtract Shea.
So you got Devin Booker. You got Anthony Edwards. Them would be the other guards because it goes off of front court and guards.
Yeah. So that's two right there. Anthony Edwards and Booker. Let's just say, for example. So you put them two in.
And you just put 2 in from the D's. You only got 12 spots.
But I said based off of record.
No. I'm just saying. Me personally, I'm taking all 4 of them guards over Kawhi this year. Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson.
No.
I'm taking Jalen Brunson. Pause. Man, I'm even take Tyrese Halliburton got hurt, but he had a better. Tyrese
fell off after he came back.
He played hurt the whole year just so he
played
could get
hurt and gave us 30 plus. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
He still averaged a double-double.
I don't care.
Nah, man. I'm definitely taking Donovan. I'm not saying they're better, but they all had better years.
No, they did not.
Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey.
But you're basing it off
Jalen Brunson
record. I'm talking about individual play.
I'm not just basing Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson probably is the closest one as far as individual numbers and what he had.
I'm not just talking about individual. I'm talking about total package. Will the team did all? I give you Tyrese Maxey out of all of them probably wasn't one of them, but Donovan Mitchell, top guy over there. And he
had a good fucking team.
Yes, but still, he's the top guy. Remember, you the same guy said he the best 2 guard in the league.
Yes.
Okay, then. So you got him. He's the top record. You got Jalen Brunson.
Steph is the best one in the league. What the fuck is we talking about?
Overall.
Yes.
But not better season.
Yes, better season. How is he going to be the best
Vito.
One and not have the best season?
You can have a down year. Steph had a down year. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. He would be the best number 1 to me if he had a down year. It would be somebody else who had a up. No, I'm just saying overall. We don't. You always say we don't jump to conclusions over one season. So he had a down. He's had down years before.
If we're basing off of this year, I feel like he was the best. I don't know if you necessarily been watching what he was going through and how he was frying.
No. Don't get it confused. We're just talking. I'm just making a point of Americans. But now, if we bringing everybody back in, and we're putting Shea in, he didn't have a better year than them guys.
He didn't have a better year than Shea.
Or Luka. Yeah, so what I'm saying, once we start bringing other than American guys, he's more down on the list than that. He may still be top overall from.
But Shea is a point guard. Luka is what? I don't know what Luka is.
Luka is everything.
Kyrie. So what is Luka? The point guard or 2 guard?
Luka is the point guard.
So Kyrie's the 2?
Yep, that's how they got it. I don't know why they got it like that. But, So, but do you agree though? Before we get out of here, would you rather see the way the NBA All-Star Game is right now? Or would you rather see it?
I'd rather see the world because I feel like best 12 players from America would play the best 12 players in the world, and it wouldn't be as watered down because they're playing for pride more than anything. Like, then we can't let these foreigners beat us.
Right.
So it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of laying down. We'll let motherfuckers run through the lane like that. It'd be more of an old school game, like in the playoffs, because back in the day, they was playing to win.
Right. And speaking of back in the day, Vito, I want to ask you a question, last question before we get out of here, right? Now, I know a lot of people, even the JJ Redicks, they talk about the plumbers, the janitors, and all of that, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I know a lot of people have discredited those eras. But I recently was watching something, right? And they were talking about how these guys in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s were playing in Chuck Taylors. They didn't have personal trainers.
I've said this myself.
They were tearing MCLs and thinking it was a knee sprain, tearing Achilles, putting bandages around their ankle and still playing. Are we discrediting their era?
Yes. Just think about it. These not only do they have all the shit you name, they fly private. These dudes
right.
Busting
that's what else. Right.
They got the sport science. That's why they're able to play longer. They got all these motherfucking so-called substances that some of them may be illegal, some maybe not. They take them in the off season. They got a whole lot of advantages just due to knowledge and trial and error. They got a whole lot of advantages that are not taken into consideration.
Right, and I think that like stuff like that kind of because a lot of people look at like Isaiah, Magic, Bird. A lot of them guys they got hurt. They early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And their career was over, but I didn't even know back in, like, I can imagine in the 70s and the 60s, but I didn't know in the 80s they didn't have trainers and all of that. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I seen something where they was saying they was flying to the game the morning of and then had to get off the plane and go straight to the arena and go to shoot around and all that. And I think back to that one game that Jordan had in Madison Square Garden. It might have been like his last game. Remember he put the Jordan 1s on and he had to take them Jones off? Yeah, so.
And think about it. Think about a 6'9", 7-foot ball in a commercial airplane.
Yeah. So, a lot of times we definitely discredit them eras, but if they had some of the technology we have, we never know what a Bird would have fully done.
And another thing that these guys don't take consideration is these guys pretty much were the reference. Like, I'm playing off of me learning as I go. I'm learning on the job.
Right.
These guys now have the option of going back, looking, seeing what move you're doing, what works, taking that,
learning from everybody,
sauce to it. So there's a whole lot of technical shit that they don't take in consideration, but it ain't just as sweet like you think it is.
Right.
But I got a question for you. I had seen this clip earlier when they were comparing the OKC new big three of Shea, Chet, and the Will Williams to the old big three, KD, Westbrook, and Harden. Who would you take? On their panel was 3 guys. 2 of them took the new big.
Well, I would want to say I don't want to jinx the new OKC, but because we don't know where they're gonna go with, especially like Chet. Like, this is first season,
we just
and
talking about barring injury and all that bullshit.
Yeah, but to me, it would kind of be biased. I would kind of pick them because, as I've stated numerous times, KD has declined on my list. James Harden, he's never really been high
but
on.
I don't mean James Harden and KD in them in years 17.
Yeah, but that's why I'm no. I'm saying just seeing them from period. I would take the newer guys because I believe this team has a better chance of winning. I never thought that OKC team could win a championship.
They made the championship.
They did. So I would give them that. But if I had to, if you talking about picking one to grow with, or
who just the better big three? You can put it however, whatever you want to put it as. I'm taking the old niggas.
I'm gonna say them. I'm gonna say the new guys because they got a little bit of everything on that team.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take the old niggas for this reason. One, Chet ain't got shit for KD.
Right.
And no good better. Chet probably a better defender. Well, probably a better shot.
Right.
But Chet ain't got nothing for KD. For 1. 2, Shea probably the best offensive player for that big.
Right.
Shea ain't better than James Harden in his prime.
Okay, but now, I want to do this because now you saying prime. Now, if we going just OKC days in which big three we taking, all 3 of them newer guys are better than James Harden was in OKC.
No,
just basing it off a game. All 3 of them guys are better.
Williams
Shea
ain't better. Shea is better in OKC than with. But let's also take consideration if you're doing it just the OKC. Shea been in the league 6 years. James Harden was still a young nigga at that time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, to me personally, Shea, Jalen, and Chet Holmgren all better.
Jalen not better.
All better right now than James Harden when he was in OKC.
Listen, Jalen, he is He good. He a solid player, but he not better than James Harden in no capacity.
Ah.
He not a score. He not real a big
He's a
scorer.
everything.
He's a better defender.
He's
but
a everything.
nah,
He
not
can
a
score.
No, scorer and can score is two different things.
Score, and he knows
two
his.
different
He
things.
knows his role. He
It's
know.
two
He
different
know.
things.
He's like. Who else was I just naming? Pascal earlier. If you need Jalen to go for 30, he'll go for 30.
Nah, but you can't get 30 from him every
Yes,
night. No, you
If
can't,
you
man.
wanted to, he could get 30
No,
every night.
No, the
Pause.
fuck he could not.
Pause.
He could not.
We
man.
gonna have to check his numbers when Shea was gone and how many games back to back he played without Shea, and because I know one game was like his season high without Shea. And I think it was against y'all. Remember, I texted you one day. That was a hell of a game. They might have won against y'all in like double overtime.
They did beat us.
And Jalen had like 37 without Shea, or maybe Shea just came back that game. But his numbers, I'm just saying, if we look at his numbers on games, I know he turns up when Shea ain't there. And I've seen him put up multiple 30-point games. But people, what's your thoughts on it? I said right now, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, all better than James Harden was when he played in OKC. Is that no cap? Should you call me an Uber? Keep it a C-no. Ready to wrap this joint up. Vito, you got anything else?
No, that's all.
About to wrap this joint up, folks. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button, and the bell to stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree, disagree, want to correct us, or if you just want to call us an Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C-note. Make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you, so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C-note. We'll holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, da, da.